Coming up today on The Naked Truth, Jen, why don't you tell us what's coming up today?
We are looking at the initial stages of becoming serious with somebody and dating. We're talking about commitment. We're talking about conflict resolution. And we do lots of role plays.
Spicy role plays. Stay tuned and hear it all. Get ready and strap in.
The Naked Truth. Truth. Truth.
If I were to name a theme for my dating experience, I would say it's been like a hot mess express.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Naked Truth. I'm your host, John Cohen, joined by my lovely co-host, Jen, a.k.a. Shen Gat. Jen, how are you doing? Yeah, that's right. I'm going to keep keep playing that one up.
Okay, keep it coming.
Yeah. How are you doing today? Thanksgiving was yesterday. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was fabulous. I just had leftovers a little bit ago, so I might go into a food coma.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Mine was good. I had about 15 people over. Had turkey, ham. We had 21 pounds of meat. That's a lot of That's a lot of meat.
Turkey and ham. Yeah, we
Turkey
did
and
too.
ham. That's right.
How
So,
do you know it was that much meat? Did you weigh it?
well, it says on the package how many pounds.
Oh, okay, that
I
makes sense.
added,
Yeah,
was able to add 14 and whatever, 7.
you're doing well.
That's right. So, Thanksgiving is past. We're kind of moving towards the holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate or don't celebrate. And
Kawanza,
it's Kwanzaa, thank you. It's the holidays, so
Festivus.
right. So what better time to talk about dating than over the holidays? Does anybody really want to be alone over the holidays without a partner? I don't think so.
You know what? That's a loaded question. I mean, no, I think people feel comfort when they have a partner, but you can also feel comfort when you have friends and family around. I don't know. I don't want to buy into we all have to have a partner during the holidays. That's not where I'm at.
Well, we don't, but I think a lot of people don't want to be alone over the holidays.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
a healthy way to fill that void, if you're feeling it, is to be around people that you enjoy, friends, family. I mean, at this age and stage, our family, we get to decide our family. We get to
Right.
decide who we spend holidays with. So yeah, I just don't want people to feel like there's something wrong with you. You don't have a partner.
That's right. Because if there's something wrong with them, there's something wrong with us. So that's what that means.
And I know there's nothing wrong with us.
That's right. That's right. Thank you for the validation. So today we're going to talk a little bit about, getting off the apps and maybe starting to date. So maybe we've identified 1, 2, 3, 12, 19 people that we want to kind of pursue, whatever your fancy is in that number and realm. And I have friends that have hit all those numbers somewhere. And we're going to roll and we're going to roll forward with this. And so, what would you say coming off the dating apps and like, let's say you've met somebody, you've met him a couple times. I mean, what are you looking for? What are you looking for, do you think, to assess whether this person is, worthy of continuing to spend time with at this point, Jen? What would you say? What are some of the things that the mental checklist you're going through?
Well, first of all, I don't think that after two times of liking somebody, I'm getting off the dating apps. That's never happened to me. I mean, two times of seeing somebody, I'm like, oh, I'm off the. I mean, the dating apps I kind of go in and out of, and two times I'm just getting my toes wet. I mean, I might be like, oh, I got a little chemistry. This is there's he hits a bunch of the marks that I'm looking for. So you're asking, what are the marks? Well, I think this is a good challenge for all of us to do. To and I was talking about this with a friend of mine. Is do you know what you want? Do you know what it is those core characteristics are? And I had friends of mine tell me, Jen, you got to write them down. You've got to write them down so you know exactly what you're looking for. And then a list of things that you won't do, like I won't do A, B, C, and D. So for me, there's a couple of things, but I think intellectual conversations, somebody who has something to say versus feeling like you're always pulling for communication, but also, do they have an opinion? I mean, is there some level of depth? And so I think I'm looking for the intellectual piece, but I'm also looking for the emotional piece. I've often done, when I've dated guys that can't open up, I'm like, man, just come on, just show me a little bit of vulnerability. So that's a big one, the intellectual stimulation, the emotional vulnerability for sure. And that takes a lot. I like somebody who's active and fit. Um, I like somebody who's social, funny, honest, authentic. I mean, I have a whole, as I encourage other people to do, I have a whole list. And then I have things that I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing
Has
that.
has your list gotten longer as you've gotten older and gotten through more relationships and dating
Mm.
experience?
That's a good, yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. Yes, because you become more fine-tuned in knowing yourself and in knowing what you want in a mate. And I
Yeah.
always try to put it in a positive way. Like, I would love to have somebody who has a sense of humor, somebody who likes live music. Sometimes I find myself going, well, I don't want that. I don't want that. And that's kind of negative. But, I've said before on this podcast that I want it all. I want all of it. And I also know, I mean, I'm putting that out there, but I also know that you're going to have to make sacrifices. You're going to have to, relationships are about, okay, well, I didn't really like that. Getting dressed is kind of goofy. That's kind of weird. And whatever, something stupid. But it's the big ticket items that the core values, I think, are what I'm looking for. Not even core values, but core characteristics. What
All
about
right.
you?
I I'm looking to have fun first because if you don't enjoy being with the person, probably, you can have all the other check boxes, but I want to make sure that, that we're enjoying each other and we're enjoying each other's company. And yes, those deep conversations are a must for me. I would agree. But I think just letting it evolve, I guess, and letting it unfold and not trying to go through the checklist as much in my mental space and just kind of letting it unfold and like, do I want to see this person again? Do I really want to, spend this time, more time with her and all that? So it's not. I try not to be, because you don't want to strangle it. You don't want to like, okay, right? You just want to let it just kind of evolve a little bit. And definitely in my past, I've tried to like, okay, like I want to, get through all the check boxes and see if I can roll this person out. And as we have a listener wrote a question in that we're going to talk about in a second. She talks about wasting time. And I mean, yeah, I mean, a lot of people just want to sit down once and they want to roll you in or out. And that's great, but you can be wrong sometimes based on one meeting. Some people take more time to just evolve and, it's a slow burn like we've talked about. There's that. It's not always instant. I mean, this is not a fast food dating thing. It's like where you go through the drive-through and you just order and you get what you want, right? It just takes time. It takes time. And so to me is like if you're seeing enough there, and this is kind of where your insight comes in, is like if you maybe have a date with a person and maybe it's not like sparks and fireworks, and maybe but you just know like this is a really cool person and, seem to be, fit, attractive, whatever, let it evolve. And I mean, it's wasting your time. I mean, you could just do an hour-long date somewhere or 2 hours. It's not that much. I mean, and if you're serious about it, maybe this will evolve. And then if it's not evolving, then move on. But I think we rule people out too quickly. I've done that. Very guilty of that. Have done that. It's just because I know what I'm looking for, but I also know if I'm not really enjoying spending time with them in that moment and it doesn't feel good or right to me, then I just don't, because that's really you got to be around. You can enjoy being around each other. I mean, that's if you don't have that, then I don't care what the other boxes are. So I just kind of try to keep it light and fun, and just throw a couple maybe deep questions in there. And I remember I asked this one person, I think it was our first or second date, and I said, "What kind of mom would your kids say that you are?" And she had no idea how to answer
Oh,
that question.
jeez. Wow. That's deep. I mean, whoa. Or she
I
didn't want to be vulnerable.
or that, right? Yeah. So I just kind of like throw some curveballs in there. And look, I mean, I'm known for my very direct type of questioning, and like that's how I do my therapy, and that's just how I am in my life. It's just like I'm very direct, so it's just like throw it, and somebody can't handle that, or they can't.
Agreed.
So
But isn't it, you're talking about, and it's interesting. I'm not saying you're wrong at all. I think you're right. It's kind of the slow marinade, and if you enjoy somebody, but it goes back to that whole concept of these dating apps. And I mean, if you slow marinated every one of these people that you kind of click on, so it's hard. It's hard to know where to
yeah,
spend your time. I don't think anything's a waste of time ever. I just don't think of those terms, but I think it's hard. Again, back to that, just flipping through, yes, no, quick decisions. I think we're all kind of prone to that, and it takes a lot of investment and time to just do the slow burn and see how it goes.
it
And
does. Right. You're
and
right.
do you make mistakes? Sure. I mean, but I'm a believer in everything kind of coming out in the wash. So if I've made a mistake and somebody appears in my life, then I go, oh, okay, well that was kind of meant to be. I don't believe that, I'm going to make a mistake and that person's gone forever. It's like, nope, maybe they'll resurface in another way.
I would rather waste a little bit of time than pass on somebody too quickly who might have turned out to be a great partner in the end. That's me. That's
Oh,
where I'm
yeah.
at.
Hmm.
And I know a lot of people are, busier than I am, and that's fine. But I'm not in a hurry, and I think that turns a lot of people off. Like I have a friend who said, "Yeah, you got to put on there. You're kind of a slow mover," and I definitely am. I haven't always been, but definitely at this point in my life, I am. Like I'm not looking to let's meet for coffee for an hour and jump in the sack. It's not my end game. Right? It's never been.
Hmm.
So, and I've also, I'm also a slow mover at the end. Like I've never gone back with an ex ever. So when I'm done, I'm done
Yeah.
because I am so, and we're going to talk about breakups on a future episode. So stay tuned for that one. That'll be a fun one because we're gonna be role playing some breakup scenarios. But I think I'm just so I get to the point where like I am 100% convinced there's no way this is gonna work right now. Like, and so I cut it, right? And sometimes that looks like staying in things too long, which I think a lot of us have done. So for various reasons, but I'm a slow mover. Dating apps don't really, I think I said on the first podcast, I don't think I'm good at online dating because I'm not like going to go fast, 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 fast. I just want to get to know somebody. And if they don't want to take the time to get to know me, and even though it may take a little bit longer, that's a rule out for me. Then I'm moving on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and we all need rule outs because there's so many, right? Like, especially women get all these likes, and you got to rule out somehow. And
Yeah.
that to me is one of mine.
Yeah. And I think I probably rule out too quickly. But there's so much inventory, there's so many choices. Life is busy, and yeah. So I think I have ruled out quickly. And have I made mistakes? Possibly. You
Right.
know.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, you're busy, so your time is very precious to you. I know that. Just trying to get you scheduled for a podcast. so,
Funny.
so yeah.
Hey, we
so
made this happen today. There was lots
we
of
did, we
come on.
did,
There
we
was
did.
two times, and we went only switched it once.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying you're busy. You're busy. You
Oh,
made that very clear. You were very honest about that right up front, and I appreciated that. So your time is super valuable, right? And I'm
as
not
is
as
yours. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm not as busy as you are, but my time is valuable. Like,
Yeah.
especially as you get older, I think your time becomes more valuable. You don't want to waste time, but I unfortunately think that there's no way that I know of to not potentially waste time. And so let's just get to the question.
Okay.
So the question is, my pattern, this comes from a female. This is Tina in Glendale, Arizona. Tina says, my pattern has been to be drawn to emotionally unavailable men, dismissive avoidant partners. I guess they're emotionally unavailable and dismissive avoidant. They're usually great in the beginning, giving a lot of emotional connection until we naturally become closer as the relationship progresses. Is there any way to figure this out in the early stages of dating so I don't waste my time on another person who will show themselves as emotionally unavailable after their, quote, best behavior wears off? My concern about myself is that I will write off someone truly emotionally available because they feel, quote, boring to me in the beginning dating stage. And this is kind of what we're talking about
Yeah.
right now, right? So let's talk about, I mean, there's a lot in there, but let's talk about, I mean, I think she's referring to, she doesn't say the honeymoon phase, but I'm just going to say the honeymoon
Okay.
phase. I'm going to just say this on record. I do not like the honeymoon phase. Okay? I don't
How would
like
you
it.
define it? Are we defining it like she
All right.
is
You
in
know what?
terms of the?
Let's role play this. We're going to role play this honeymoon phase, right? You or I are on a
Okay.
date.
Okay. Well,
We're in the honeymoon. Okay,
here
we're in
comes
the
the
honeymoon.
improv.
Here,
Okay.
here it comes. Here it
This was a
comes.
this was a this was a
Yeah.
curveball. Okay.
Yeah. So, Jen, we've been going out like 3 weeks now, 4 weeks.
Yeah.
You are like everything I have
Mhm.
ever wanted in a woman. And I just feel
Mm.
so lucky. I love the way that, when you order, I love the way your hands kind of rub up and down on the menu on the side as you kind of, go through the choices. I
Mm.
just think like, I don't know. I don't see, I think this is a perfect, I think this is a perfect match. I think we're perfect with each other. I think we're absolutely perfect. And I just, I don't want to go too fast here, but I just want to say that like, you're an amazing person. You're beautiful. You've got a wonderful personality. So
Well,
that's what I want to say to you.
it feels good, doesn't it? I mean, it's hard to imagine that it's not right when it feels so good. I mean, it just feels good. It feels good to be with you. It feels good to hang out, and I mean, we just connect. And I mean, we've gotten so close in such a very short period of time. And so I just think, gosh, I mean, how can something that feels good be bad? So I just feel like we connect on a lot of levels. And I mean, there's the intellectual chemistry, the physical chemistry. It's just, it feels good, John. So I feel similarly.
Yes, yes. I mean, is it too early to say like we should plan a vacation together?
No, I would love that.
Okay, let's do that.
That
I
would,
mean, I
let's
want
do,
to go. Where do you want to go?
oh
Where do you
my,
want to go?
I mean, there's so many places. I mean, I would go to Nashville. I'd go to Napa. We could go to Mexico. I mean, where do you want to go?
Oh my gosh, those are like my three top favorite places:
Oh,
Nashville,
see?
Napa,
I
Mexico.
can't believe it.
Oh my God.
Look
I
at it.
this is like everything's aligning. Like planets are aligning right now.
It's
I haven't felt this way in so long. I've been
I
looking
feel
for
it in my
this.
body. I mean, I can
Yes.
feel it.
This
I mean,
is
it feels giddy.
yeah. I just want to like I want to put it in a bottle and like just when need a little hit, I just want to take a little drink of it. That's how I feel.
Oh, it makes me want to drink you up.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, gosh, this is so awesome. And I don't. Why did it take so long for me to find you? What?
I,
Why did I have to go through all that those other people?
We just weren't ready until now. We just weren't.
I guess. And I think you're emotionally available. I mean, you said you really don't have much baggage, and I don't really care if you do, honestly,
Mm.
because I think we can work through it.
Again, it just feels good. It works. I
It-
mean, again, I just feel things in my body and it feels good. It feels natural.
yes, I agree. And I love, I mean, I met your family briefly. They seemed awesome. You
Mm.
know, you're going to
They
meet my
like you a
family.
lot.
Thank you. That's awesome. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. So I just want to say that because I don't think people say this enough. They don't say, you know, when they're feeling wonderful about somebody, they don't say it. So I just wanted to take this moment to just say it, and I hope
Mm.
it sounds like you're feeling the same way. And I just think like nothing is going to stop us at this point.
It's great. John, it really is. I just feel hopeful and joyful and just giddy and fun. So just
Yeah,
I'm happy to just be where we are and think about the future and things we're gonna do. It's fun.
yeah. So that might be a conversation that people who are in the honeymoon phase might have something like that,
Yeah.
similar,
So
maybe not
that was our
exact.
role play.
That was
That
our
was our
role
role
play.
play.
That was, yeah, we're done with the role play. We're back to just being us. We're out of that. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think people get very everybody seems, I won't say everybody. A lot of people seem great at first, right? Because like
Do
we've
you think
talked
a
about this.
lot? I don't think a lot of people seem great at first.
Well, if you're that
A
far down the road.
handful. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't
Yeah, I
know.
don't mean like
Maybe that's
just
your experience, but I mean, I rarely get that feeling. Do you?
well, I've had that feeling quite a bit. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're a
Yeah.
fall hard guy.
I mean, not really,
Slow
but
burn, but fall hard.
remember when you were married, I was dating. So, like
Oh, for sure.
I've had
For
much
years and years and
yeah, I've had many more experiences. But yeah, I mean, you meet somebody, you click, you just everything is just roll everything
yeah.
just seems like it's like, oh my God, like I think this is it. This is the last person I'm ever gonna date. Like I've had that feeling a half dozen or more times. So
Hmm.
like I'm done. Like this is it. And then, and it's usually around that 3 month mark for me is when sometimes a little sooner where you start to see some of the truer colors in people,
Hmm.
right? So, to the question that we just got, I think you need to put some time in if you're interested to find
Hmm.
out. And, she mentioned, she texted me a little bit more about cheat codes. But if I can get some cheat codes to know, like, I can do it quicker and I don't have to spend so much time. I mean, I don't know any cheat codes. If I did, I would give them to you. People are going to reveal themselves
Yeah.
in the manner and the time that they choose to reveal themselves. Yes, you can ask these super provocative and deep questions,
Hmm.
but I don't know. I've landed on you just need to test drive the shiny car
Yeah.
for a while and see if it's going to break down. That's where I've landed.
For sure. For sure. And put the time in. And so I think in terms of your philosophy of kind of being the slow burn, I think it's wise. I think when you get those feelings, sitting in them, nurturing what you think is out there, what you may have, but also having eyes wide open because you don't want to see signs and signals that you're so giddy and so excited about something feeling good that you're failing to look at the red flags that might be there.
Right.
And
Right.
I've definitely had that to where you think, oh no, it's not really like that. And then afterwards you're like, oh God, those were the red flags and I did not see them. Why? I mean, those are the red flags that are there in all of my relationships, the same theme probably. And but it was disguised. How did I not see that? So I think spending the time, investing the time, going, seeing where it goes, but also in that phase, I think for me, I have to really be attuned to what my history, my patterns are, and what this person is presenting. Because a lot of times I go, oh no, that's no big deal, or I'm aware of it, but you stay in it and they keep popping up and you're still in it.
Yep.
So,
Agreed. I think people see what they want to see. So if I'm going into the holidays and I really don't want to be alone and I'm going to, you know, meet somebody and we're going to have a few dates, I'm going to probably push them to be more of the person I want them to be
yeah.
than maybe they actually are. And I think that that is when we have an agenda, which in that example, there, I definitely have one. Like I don't want to be alone on the holidays or whatever. So I'm gonna then elevate them to what
Yeah.
I want them to be. Similarly, and I'm going to go back to, and you could comment more on this than me, but this is just what I've heard, is that when women want to get married and start a family, you know, they say within like a year they have the guy, right? And they're like on off to the races. Now, is that because they magically met that guy, in that year, or is it because, hey, I'm going to make him the guy, whether he's the guy or not? So I don't know.
Well, I
You,
have
you
a
could probably talk
lot
about
of
that.
opinions about that. A lot of
I know you
opinions.
do. Yeah.
First of all, it's so unfair that we're supposed to meet our mates at a time when our brains are not even fully developed. I mean, our early 20. I mean, our prefrontal cortex is not completely developed until about early 20s, mid 20s. And if you have any sort of, neurodiversity going on with your brain, that's even later into your 20s. And so some of us, I was married at 24. I mean, we're choosing our mates, we're choosing who we're going to procreate with at an age where, I mean, we're not even fully developed. So, not that I can change any of that, but that's my perspective. It's really unfair that culturally we expect that of kids, young adults. So, and then the other thing is yeah, I do think that because there's so much emphasis on finding a mate, having children, doing it by a certain age, that we get tunnel vision and especially women, like, I mean, and it's a cultural thing. It's, I want the wedding and I want the dress and the bachelorette party and we're gonna have babies, my friends are having babies, oh my gosh, I have to have babies now. It's just so I have a really hard time with that. I have two daughters and I've told them, hey, listen, you don't have to get married. I mean, I was raised very traditionally, very Catholic, and you had to, in order to have premarital, you couldn't have premarital sex. You had to be married to have sex. So, but I don't know. I just want to, for me and for my family, that doesn't mean for anybody else, but you don't have to get married. You can have a partner. You can have a life partner. And my daughters chose to have a life partner, and that held off them getting married. I'm okay with that. So, yes, I think that when we have a preconceived notion, something laid over us in terms of you have to accomplish this to be okay. Yeah, I mean, is that person your true match in life when you put it out there and as you say, a year later, then you're engaged, married, and having kids? I, for some people, probably, but I think for most people, no. I don't think so. I think it's just you've crossed paths at a certain moment in your life and then it
Right.
happens, which is why there's so many divorces probably. So one of
Yeah.
many reasons.
Well, right. One of many reasons. But, and I think for men, I mean, I definitely was not ready in my 20s to be married. I would have been divorced. I mean, just like everybody else. And yeah, I mean, look, the biological clock is what it is. We can't change that, right?
Yep.
So, and, but yeah, you're not fully developed. And so, I mean, that's a whole nother topic for another episode is, how to choose the right partner. And I mean, we're kind of talking about that a little bit, but I think most of our audience is probably later in life and trying to figure out how to do it at this point, because I think a lot of people like yourself haven't dated in a very, very long time. and they're trying to figure out how to do this now because the rules are not the same as when you were dating last before pre-marriage, right? And so I think there's a lot of people in that situation. But I will say this is that everybody has pros and cons to them as a partner. Everybody. Some more than others, right?
Yeah.
Some more than others. But you're never going to get the person who's only has pros. There's just not. It doesn't exist. If you're feeling or thinking that you've met somebody that has no downside and no cons, then open your eyes because
They are a
right.
con artist.
Exactly. Good point. Exactly. You're just seeing what you want to see, as we said before.
Correct.
Right? Right.
Oh, for sure.
So
But that brings up,
Yeah.
it's interesting because how is it that, so I think of us at this age and I think, gosh, I'm so much wiser than I was 24, 34, even 44. I just, and part of that has come in learning about myself. And people say, on the dating apps, I've done my work, I've done, and I'm not making fun of that. I think there's a lot to be said about knowing yourself at this age and stage, knowing the intricacies of your family of origin, why you choose the mates you do. And I think that helps us. That's part of the wisdom and the growth. So I think you have to do your own work, and that takes a lot of different forms. But
Abs-
to
yeah.
not replicate previous relationships.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're not changing or doing any work, you're just going to keep repeating the same patterns. And so something has to change somewhere, right? And so, I mean, you asked me earlier, what I look for, and I have three things. Number one, communication. That's my number one. That's right.
I'm just yes.
Write this down, Jen.
Yes.
Number one is communication, right?
Yeah.
And what that means is somebody said to me, everybody says that. I'm like, nobody says that. Nobody wants to talk. That's not sexy. That's not hot.
No.
Like nobody wants to talk about that. But it is if you're serious about a long-term relationship, the way you communicate and can you communicate? Like for me, one thing that drives me nuts is that the silent treatment, like somebody just walks around with the attitude and you have no idea what's going on. Is it you? Did you do something? Does something happen? Like, and they just won't say anything. That drives me nuts.
Pretty juvenile. That is pretty arrested in your development. I mean,
Yeah.
now if you say, listen, I'm pissed, but I need some time to process this and I'm going to come and talk to you, that's different. But to walk around and give the silent treatment, that's bullshit. I mean, that's just arrested development in my book.
Thank you. Thank you. I will give you the phone numbers of some of the people who have done that to me, and you can tell them that. Thank you.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Before we move on, I got to tell everybody, if you want to find us on YouTube, it's at The Naked Truth 9999. And maybe you're seeing us on YouTube right now, and maybe you just want to listen to us. We're on we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, so you can find us there. And if you want to send us an email, it's thenakedtruth2021@gmail.com. Thank you. Just had to get that plug in. So, yes. So that is my number one is communication. So, meaning like, do we communicate? Can we be open with each other? And number two is kind of 1A, conflict resolution. So to me is, am I going to get screamed at? Am I going to get screamed at when we're in an argument? And I think this might be another role play we should do is kind of a conflict, an appropriate and inappropriate conflict resolution. That would be my number 1A or 1B. The other one the three would be emotional connection, right? Do I have an emotional connection with this person? And that is different for everybody, what that comprises of. And you could, even I have all those three with somebody, you could still have stuff go wrong. Like things can still be challenging. There are so many variables, right? So to me, it comes down to what can you deal with, because you're not going to get it all. I mean, I know you want it all. You're not going to get it all. Sorry. Just,
I've said that. I know
yeah.
that.
Right,
I'm
right.
just
But you
putting it
can
out
want it
there.
all. Right, right. So what can you live with, right? So, if I don't like the way you put the toilet paper on, you put it the other way around and it unravels from the bottom, or whatever it is, like, and I say, can you just put it so like I can pull it from the top, or whatever, silly, ridiculous things that
Yeah.
people have discussions about, right?
Correct.
So, because there's going to be some of those, and so I think, like, what can you handle? Because
Hmm.
a couple of my friends have mentioned dismissive avoidant, and that seems to be a big thing for them, and they cannot deal with a man who's dismissive avoidant. And fair enough, like, that's a rule out, 100% gone, right? So for them, that's their thing. I think for me, that would be difficult to be with somebody who's dismissive avoidant as well. I know what works for me, what doesn't, but you really don't know those inner layers until you get in. I mean, there's no, hey, can I take a camera and see what's down in there? Like, it doesn't work like that. Like, you really have to get through those inner, outer layers to get to the inner layers, right? And then once you're in there, then you can kind of look around. But at that point, you may be 3, 4, 5, 6 a year in, right? And then you're
Right.
like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, this person is blah, 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 and then it's over. But there is no other way. Like, my suggestion is enjoy the ride, have fun with it,
Yeah.
enjoy your time with the person. If it ends, it ends. And by the way, here's a morbid thought: it's gonna end. Everything ends.
Yeah.
You're either one of you is gonna die,
That's
or
right.
you're gonna break up. That's how all relationships end. So sorry, but that's the truth. That's the naked
Yeah.
truth about
That's a naked
relationships.
truth.
That is. So,
It's true.
anyways, what do you have any thoughts on that before we dive into this role play about the conflict resolution? Because I think that's a big one for me, anyway.
Well, yeah, it's interesting because I don't know if I can do a unhealthy conflict resolution
Oh,
because
yes,
I
you can,
can I.
or I'll
I
do
just
it. I'll do it.
yeah, yeah, we'll do. But I just yeah, no, those are great things to look for. And I don't even know what the question was that you were saying. I don't know what's the question I'm supposed to answer.
That's all right. I just talked for a long time, so I
Do
didn't know
you
if you had
remember?
any.
No, no, no. Did you? Was there a question? A direct question?
Well, it was we're answering her question about, is there any, how do you know, and in the beginning and all that. So that's where they've kind of spurred
So
off that. Do you
yes,
have
I think.
that's what my three things. I don't know if you had any three things, but go ahead.
So, but with regard to not wasting your time, the gal from Glendale, I think I agree with you. You have to put a little bit of time in. You have to be patient, but I also think you have to know yourself. Like for her, I tend to be drawn to men that are dismissive and avoidant, and then it burns off. And so for me, if I was her, I'd say, okay, how long do I stay in it when I start to recognize those signs? That's the waste of time. The early part, the opening is not a waste of time. But and I say this to myself too. But once you learn those red flags and once you start to see them, you either talk about it and put it on the table and it's either a go or it's not, or you just exit stage left because from that point on it's all, you've just repeated your patterns. And I've done it. You go, oh yeah, I don't, I'm not really into that. And I've even said it like, hey, listen, I don't do this. I mean, I had dated somebody who was very jealous. I was like, I don't do this. This is not me. I think I've talked about this. But what
Yep.
did I do? I stayed in.
Right.
Why? And once that happens, I've just gotten my answer.
Right. Right. So but if you really want that relationship and you really want it to work, then you're going to overlook stuff like that. Right.
Correct. Correct. And we're all human. Our humanness is hanging out
Right. And look,
for sure.
breaking up sucks. It's like, because
Oh,
then we have to heal, and then we're alone, and then we have to get back on the apps at some point. Like, nobody wants to do that, but staying in something that's not right is, in my my opinion, even more taxing. So it's less, it's more painful. Personally,
I
that's
think
just
I
to me.
think the breaking up is more painful, but I just,
Well, it
yeah,
depends what's going on in that relationship, but it
well
can be
said.
pretty painful. Yeah.
Well, and especially when you've docked time with somebody and you've gotten to know them, and
All right.
I think it's
So
hard.
here, so here's our this is our an unhealthy conflict resolution. Okay.
Okay.
This is our 3 month anniversary. Is there a thing?
I
We're
don't know.
celebrating. We're kind of past the newness of this, and
Okay.
we're getting into the meat of our relationship.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we're having
And the
dinner.
honeymoon is starting to kind of come down,
That's right.
maybe.
Come,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
honeymoon's come down.
Hmm.
So we're having dinner. I'm at the restaurant. You're late. Sorry, but
Okay.
you're late, right?
Mhm.
Okay, you walk in, and let's start the role play right there.
Well, let me just walk in. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I'm late. It's just been it's been a crazy day. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. I know this is our 3 month anniversary. I'm sorry. It's been really crazy, and I've just had a really bad day. I'm sorry.
You know, is this is not the first time this has happened, and it's really irritating to me. And I
What
mean,
what are you talking about? What are you
I,
talking about?
you've been late before, like, and we've had this talk, and it's like now it's a big deal. It's our 3 month anniversary.
John, one time I've been late. One time.
It's been like five. What are you talking about? At
Oh,
least
so
five.
now you're counting and making
I,
tally marks?
I mean, like it's been 5 times minimum.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I mean, I just feel like you just don't give a shit. Like all of a sudden, like I'm not that important. It's our 3 month anniversary and you
John,
don't care.
you know how busy I am. You know everything I have on my shoulders. I said I was sorry. I'm
I just want to
sorry,
feel like
hun.
I want to feel like a priority. I like in your life. Like, do I? Am I?
John,
Where
I'm
am I?
with you. I'm with you. You are a priority. I'm here. This is our anniversary.
Yeah, you're with me now. You should have been with me 15 minutes ago, and now you're
Okay.
not.
Do you know what was going on 15 minutes ago?
I, I I'm sure something way more important than me. Apparently,
It's about you, John. This is not about you. I'm sorry. I said I was
well,
sorry.
but I'm just telling you that I have not felt like a priority
Now you're
on those
making this about you.
occasions.
You're
Well,
making this all
I'm
about
just
you.
telling you how
There's
I
two
feel.
people. There's two people in this relationship.
Yeah, I'm just telling you how I feel. That's how I feel. I don't feel like I'm a priority to you.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No.
You are.
Well, oh boy.
Can we just have a good night, please? Can we just not talk about this? I mean, I just feel like you just totally rained on our parade.
Was I the one who was late?
John, I said I was sorry. I'm sorry.
I heard that
When do
before.
I?
I've heard that 5 other times.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I don't want to
I'm so
sorry.
glad you're a,
I just
I'm
want you to
so
be on
glad you're
time.
a tally maker about everything, a fucking meter maid.
Well,
Sorry.
like I'm just telling you, like I just want you to be on time. I don't care about the apologies. Just be on time. It just shows that
I don't know.
I'm
I don't know if
important
I'll ever
enough.
be. I don't know if I'll be on time. I can't promise that.
All right.
That's just the
Well,
way my life is. And
you
you are
know,
important. Can we
I'm not
measure your level of importance in a different way other than me being on time?
like Hal.
Like the connection that we have, the chemistry, the time we spend together, the laughter, the joy.
I look, we can try that, but I'm just telling you, this is one of those things that for me is a deal breaker. Is like when somebody is
That's it.
consistently
Okay.
late.
Well,
Yeah.
if that's a deal breaker, then that's okay. That's fine. It's a deal breaker. So I'm glad you made that clear. I'm glad you made it clear.
I'm just being honest. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's clear that that's a deal breaker for you, and it's about you, all about
Well,
you.
or it's about you not being on time.
Okay, thanks, thanks.
Yep.
Best to you.
There you
Dun, 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 dun. That was yucky.
That was, yeah, it
Oh,
was. I'd like to say I've never had that. I mean, but I've had that at some point in my life. Maybe
oh,
not
I
about,
have.
yeah, maybe not about that particular subject, but just, it's like where you start off, it's like it's over a smaller thing, and then it just gets
Mhm.
bigger, and then we're done, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So let's
I
do
had
that.
I had
Oh,
mine happened this
yeah.
time last year, and it was the day before Thanksgiving.
Oh boy.
And I made arrangements to see this guy on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And I mean, it was crazy. I remember I was coming out of Safeway and there's people all over and shopping. And I said, Jan, what are you doing? Call him and say you want to reschedule. This is why are you making yourself crazy? So I called him and he said, oh, that's just great. That's great. Okay. Well, you should have thought of that or I mean, kind of just gave me a, and then he sent me a text and he goes, this peace and compassion and grace shit that you do, it's all a big act. And I was like,
Oh,
okay, dude. I mean, like, peace out. I mean, and I
ouch.
just said, it's too much. It's too, I've spread myself too thin. I made a mistake. But yeah, so it was kind of, it reminded me of this interaction,
Oh,
this
I mean, I just,
positivity and
yeah,
compassion. It's all a big act, Jen. Okay. Okay,
right,
good. Not
right.
funny. Okay, sorry, I
That's
had to share that though.
no. I thank you for sharing. That's awesome. I mean, I'm glad. I just picked that example just randomly. I had no idea that that happened. So
And the
sorry that that
anniversary
happened.
of that.
Yeah. Oh, an anniversary on your anniversary too.
Okay,
Well,
I'm sorry.
let's do it. Let's do it in
Hmm.
an appropriate, healthy way. Same
Okay.
scenario. All right. All
Yeah.
right. You got to lead
Ready?
again. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, thank you for being so patient. I know I'm late.
Yeah. I know
I
you
know.
got a lot going on. Yeah.
I know it's not an excuse though. It really isn't. I know I've been late on several occasions. It's not like me, but maybe it is. And I don't want to be late, and I really want to work on this because I like you. I want to make you a priority, and it is clear to me that it's not been cool. It's not showing that I care. It's not making a priority, and it's just not respectful. So I'm really sorry. I really am, and I want to work on it. Will you help? I mean, are you okay if I say that? I mean, I want to work on it.
I appreciate that. No, look, we're all works in progress, right? We all have stuff. I have
Yeah.
stuff. You have stuff. Like this is we're just people, right? At the end of the day, the only thing I would say is
Um,
like, just shoot me a text if you're going to be 15 minutes late. Just shoot me a text so I know, because I'm adopted, right? And like I have this abandonment thing, and so when
ah,
somebody doesn't show up, like it kind of like I'm like, oh boy, are they not? And this is 3 month anniversary, so it's kind of a big deal. So I'm thinking like,
yeah.
is she not showing up at all? And like,
Yeah.
so that's all. I would just appreciate that. That would be awesome.
Thank you for sharing that and reminding me and where that lands for you. And yes, I will text you.
Yeah, I appreciate
I
that.
will. No, I appreciate the communication about this because it's not at the forefront of my brain until I show up and I'm late and I feel awful. I have tons of shame. And so that's mine. I can own that.
Yeah,
That's mine. But I just, so thank you for sharing. And I'm taking that to heart.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hmm.
Thank you. And let's enjoy this beautiful meal we're about to eat together and
Let's do.
celebrate 3 beautiful months.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Jen. Appreciate it.
Hmm.
Well,
Namaste.
yeah. Namaste.
Didn't you do that on the last one?
Yeah, I did.
Namaste.
Yeah, so I think it's something like that. I think it's pretty real and pretty healthy,
It
right?
felt pretty real doing it because I mean, the other one was so hard.
It was. It was. I hope I don't ever have anything like the first one again. That's my hope and my wish. So, but yeah, I think the second one is pretty was pretty healthy.
I
And
think
so
so.
that's
Hmm.
that's that conflict resolution part, right? It's just like
Yeah.
here's the potential for conflict right here. What's going to happen? And we're just we're gonna talk about this like adults. But
Yeah.
I think when the
But you
emo
have to be seated again across from an adult. You
yeah,
have to be
that's
seated
right.
with somebody who has
That's
that
right.
capacity. If they don't have that capacity, they don't have it. It's like trying to
Yeah.
get wine out of an empty bottle. There's no more. I mean, you're asking this person to be an adult and evolved in their emotions. They may not have it.
Have you ever dated a guy and then, for a while and then at some point you're like, I think I dated this guy in high school or college. Like that's happened to me. Like and this is I'm one to talk, right? I've been the king of immaturity my entire life, but like if I'm thinking somebody else is immature, then I know they're really mature. So, I mean, I've had people are like, I just feel like I dated this girl in college. Like I'm seeing these old things, and it's usually not always, but usually somebody who's been in a very very long marriage or relationship, and they haven't really grown or evolved because I think, you know better than I, but like,
Are you
I,
talking about me?
no, I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you, but I think a lot of
I know
people
what
don't.
you're saying for sure.
Yeah, they get stagnant. They don't grow, and it's easy to get comfortable and whatever. But I'm like, well, this makes sense because if their growing stopped when they
Yeah.
got into this marriage, right?
Oh.
Because I have found my partner. I don't. Well, what do I need to work on? Or whatever.
Yep.
And now, here we are, years later, and they're going back to what they
Yeah.
knew and how they knew to do it because they haven't, they're kind of figuring it out. So I don't know. That's just something, I don't know if that's, happened to you before. And I think a lot of people haven't evolved since they were younger,
Hmm.
you know?
But I think it's a good point. And I think I may have said this before. I want to be more mature and wiser tomorrow than I am today. And I think the act of growing emotionally is a lifelong journey. And
Yeah.
so I haven't quite found myself stuck and felt like somebody's like a high school boyfriend, but I definitely realized that in order for me to continue to mature and be wiser tomorrow, it takes me working on myself. I mean, therapy, exercise, meditation, maybe it's synagogue, maybe it's church, maybe, I don't know. People do a lot of different things, but you have to work through, if you married when you're 24 and you had a 20-year marriage, you have to work through all of the things that were good in that and all of the things that weren't so great and the ones that are associated with you. I mean, why, so I think the people that are stuck, the only way you get unstuck by is being uncomfortable and
Right.
learning. And this is what I say to parents and raising kids. Like, if you remove all the obstacles and they don't fall down and they don't make mistakes, they're not growing. How are they going to be self-sufficient adults? So even as adults with relationships, we have to feel uncomfortable. There's no way around this. You got to go through it. You got to work on yourself. Why did you stay in that relationship? Why are you attracted to men that are dismissive and avoidant? I mean, you're the only common denominator. And I am. I mean, so it's like we have to work through our own stuff and tease through all the layers of the onion to find out why we're seeking that out.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. And I think to your point, I think when the emotional part, when those emotions become more intense, the feelings become more intense, that's when I start to see more of the issues happen, right? So the stakes are higher now. My heart's
yeah.
involved, right?
Yes.
And that, however long that takes, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, a year, whatever it is. And I think that is when everything becomes really more like hot and fiery, is because now my heart's involved. And I think it's fear. I think there's a lot of fear of being hurt and all those things. And I think a lot of people, don't express that like that. They
Yeah.
don't say,
Hmm.
hey, I'm really afraid. I'm really afraid here that, this something's going to happen in this relationship because I really love this relationship or whatever it
Hmm.
is. And I think I think there's just a big fear factor. And I think
I
that
agree.
is what makes everything, these conversations, like super white hot, right? And I think if one person's in a little bit more than the other, or that's the perception,
Hmm.
anyways,
Yeah.
I think that can feel a little bit unnerving and things like that. So I think there's just so many variables going on. It's just such a, there's no here, take two and call me in the morning solution. It's just, it's navigating, keeping your eyes super wide open to what's going on, right? And is this person emotionally mature, to your point, right? It's just, are we able to navigate that? Are they doing work? Have they done work? And again,
Hmm.
nobody's complete, nobody's done, but there are definitely people who have done more than others, right? And I think there's people who, kind of going back to some of the things we talked about, they relationship hop, they end a relationship, jump right back, I'm going to date, or whatever it is. I mean, to me, you're stringing your baggage along. It takes time to process and move through those relationships, and taking time alone. I think everybody should have some time alone,
Hmm.
off the apps, not dating anybody, and just processing through it. So those are my thoughts
Agreed.
on that.
Totally agreed. Hmm.
Yeah. So,
And isn't it painful? It's painful to
oh yeah,
it's painful to grow sometimes. Not always, but
it,
when you're facing things about yourself and things that you want to change, and you only know one way of doing something typically, in terms of relationships or conflict resolution or any of that.
yeah,
So it takes an open mindset to say, okay, I've been doing it this way, but I want to learn differently.
yeah, yeah,
And maybe I
absolutely,
want to come back to this way because I don't like this new way, but at least you have to be open to the growth and the discomfort of doing something differently.
absolutely. Which leads us to our fourth role play. You get four role plays
Oh,
in one. So here it is. This is about exclusivity. So we're going to switch this time. You're going to be one
okay.
approaching me. I get to play, whatever. I get to play the other side. You're approaching me. We've been on 3 dates.
Contrarian.
Yeah, 3 dates, and you're feeling like, you just want to see me. So you kind of
Okay.
have at that.
Well, I'm so glad we're here. I can't believe it's been 3 months.
Yeah, it's been 3 dates, not 3 months.
Oh, well, I wouldn't be, well, maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't be having this conversation, but
It's a
okay, it's
role
been three.
play. It's a role play.
Okay, okay, let's
Yeah,
back it up.
yeah.
Um, I'm so happy just hanging out and it's been 3 dates and I don't know. I saw that you weren't able to do anything on Thursday and it brought to mind, if we're dating other people or if we're just dating each other. I don't know. I just want to put that on the table because yeah. I
Are
don't want to say what I would want. I want to ask kind of where
are
you're
are
at with it all.
you asking me to get off the apps? Is that what you're saying?
I don't want to tell you what to do. I'm just wondering, are you looking to date other people? Are you dating other people? Or are we just together dating each
I
other?
mean, can you define dating? Like, what do you mean dating?
Um, are you actively seeking to go out to dinner, plays, concerts, with other people? Are you actively looking to be in a relationship with other people? Are you, you know,
I have been on some other dates since I've dated you. We've been on 3 dates, which I think have been great. They're great dates.
they've been great. They've been
Yeah,
great.
yeah, yeah. They're pretty good. And I there's a few other people that I have been dating, and I want to keep dating, and yeah, that's
Do
just
you
kind
think
of
you're
where I'm
ever going to
at.
want to get married?
Marriage? I mean, how do we go from 3 dates to marriage? That's a pretty big jump.
I'm just you're dating lots of people. I'm just wondering. I mean, you're you're dating lots of
Yeah,
people, you're sleeping with lots of people. I mean, do you ever want to be married? I don't know.
I didn't say I was sleeping with lots of people.
Well, I'm just
That's a whole nother thing for me. But I enjoy meeting people and going on dates and just sampling the variety of what's out there, I guess, at this point. Yeah. Yeah.
okay.
Is that, I mean, I still like you. I mean, I still want to date you too as well.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know.
Yeah.
I respect your wishes, but I think I want to just date one person. And so
Well, I
but
mean,
that's not where you're at. So
you are my favorite, if that makes a difference. I mean, look, you know when we went putt putt and you got a hole in one? I mean, I felt something pretty special. But
but I hear what you're saying. Thank you for my hole in one accolade. But it sounds like it just sounds like we don't want the same thing.
I mean, I think eventually I want the same thing, but it's been 3 dates. It's like 3 dates. Like, what's the hurry? What's the rush?
I just want to know kind of where we're at, So I think we're at where we were in the beginning.
Well,
This
I
is the
mean,
third date, but it's really kind of like the first date.
I think it's different. I think I feel like I said, you weren't my favorite on the first.
I'm your favorite
Your
now.
favorite now on the third date. That's right, you are. And you know, I wouldn't say that after the first date, but you've kind of ascended to the
Mm.
favorite. So,
What's it take to be somebody your favorite, John?
uh, I think just hanging out and having fun and chilling,
Mm.
just having some good conversation, whatever.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I'm just glad that I understand that you're having fun and good conversations with other people. It's good for me to know that.
Well, not as good as you, though. I mean,
No,
let's be
thanks.
clear about that. I mean, I think our conversation is better. I mean,
Not
like,
good enough just to be dating each other, though.
yeah, we talked about your grandmother, who was not doing so well. And we talked about, how you want to get your car fixed and you were asking my
That's okay,
advice.
John. That's okay.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah, I got it. You
Yeah.
want to date other people? No, that's the bottom
I
line.
mean, at
Thank
some
you,
point, maybe a little down the road, maybe we go exclusive.
John. Do you know how old I am? I can't wait down the road. I'm looking for a relationship.
Wow. Are you don't have to get emotional about it.
I know, but I told you this on the first date. I've been through a lot,
I don't know what you want. I mean, other than for me to stop dating other people.
and that's doesn't sound like it's going to happen.
Well, not today, but maybe in a few weeks or a month
Can we
or
stop talking about this, please?
okay. Look, so what do you want to do? You just not want to date? You
Let's
don't
just
want to
order. Let's
just
just
want to
order food.
order?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then can we play mini golf again?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You're still my favorite.
Oh, is that what girls do?
You're asking me?
I don't know. That's
I
not what
mean,
I do.
they've been known to do something like that.
I'm the person saying no. I don't want to be committed.
Right.
Yeah,
I
so that
mean,
was a real role play for me.
okay. So when how so okay, so after 3 dates, I might be, despite what we just role played, so here's my thing. I cannot handle more than one person trying to get to know them. So if it's somebody that I'm interested in and it's been 3 dates and they've been 3 good dates, I might just, like, I want to just get all. I don't want to keep like, I can't. It's just too much.
Spinning
It's
the
just,
wheel.
yeah. I don't know how you get to know somebody
I hear you.
when you're juggling, X amount of 4 or 5, whatever. Like, how do you really
Well,
get to know?
you don't have to be juggling a bunch of people. I mean, you can just not being exclusive doesn't it just means we're not going steady. Doesn't mean that somebody's
going,
dating a bunch of other.
going steady. That's old school term right there.
I
Uh,
sense, you can send a note in the classroom. We go steady
right.
with me.
Well, yeah. I mean, the first girl I ever asked to go steady was in 6th grade. It was a
Yeah.
USA roller skating rink, and We were on the moonlight skate, and we were going around. And I went to an all boys school for 12 years, so I didn't know anything about girls. Still really don't. But so we're going around and round the skate, and I go, "What do I do?" And my guy friends were like, "Just ask her to go. Just ask her to go steady." And I'm like, "Okay." So we're going on, the song ends. We're about ready to skate, and I go, "You want to go?" And she goes, "Go where?" And then we just skate off at different exits. I'm like, that was
Go
my
with
first
me.
attempt. Yeah, it was my
Hmm.
first attempt. Yeah,
Did you guys
not so
skate
good.
like this? And you had to
No,
skate
we were
backwards?
holding hands. We're like holding
Oh,
hands, and kind of thing.
those were the days.
So yeah, so I've said to people after 3 or 4 days, like, hey, I'm getting off the apps. If I'm gonna, get to know you, this is the only way I know how to do it. Like, I don't want to sit there and try to date 3 people at once or 2 people or whatever. It's too much. I just don't want to do that. That's not how I operate. I'm like a one person when so and they've kind of been, some of them have been like, oh wow, like, kind of just very surprised, and I'm like, so is there an appropriate time? I mean, if I dig somebody after 3 or 4 dates, like, why do I want to keep dating like other people who are going to be just probably a dead end? Like, it's hard enough to find,
Yeah.
in my
Hmm.
opinion, one quality good person on those apps or wherever, So why would I want to keep doing that? Like, I want to get off those apps if possible.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
so I mean, what is your number? Like, when are you comfortable getting off the apps or just seeing one person? Because that's, then you're dating each other, then you're in a relationship, and then you're
Hmm.
kind of off the races.
It's a good question, and I think it's dependent on every situation. I mean, there was somebody I dated over a year ago, and he says, I'm off the apps, and I said, I'm not, and he kind of said, well, I only want to be hanging out if we're hanging out with each other, not other people. And I said, well, let me think about it. And I came back and I said, okay, but I don't, so I think it's dependent on the situation. It's dependent on your feelings. It's dependent on sitting with what your construct was that you had. Like, oh, I'm not going to date. I'm going to date. I'm not going to be in a committed relationship until this. I mean, what does that mean to you? And why are you willing to let it go now? Or why are you willing to still uphold it? So I think there's a lot of variables. For me, it's a head and it's a head and a heart thing. It's chemistry, but it's also looking at the variables and saying, that's where he's at. This is where I'm at. Yes, let's give it a try, or let's not. I don't know. I don't have I think it's just so individualized and it's based on so many variables.
Yeah, and I think you had said to me once about a guy that you had gone out with, like, you're kind of in the background, you're like, can I see myself kissing this guy? I actually do that too. I do that. Can I see myself kissing this person? I do. The other
Yeah.
thing I do is like, can I take this person home to my parents? Like, and I don't know why I
Uh,
do that, especially at this
Interesting.
point in my life. I mean, my parents
That's
are old,
interesting. Yeah.
but it's whatever. Like, I want my parents to approve, or something like
Hmm.
that. Like, that's something that goes through my head. But do you
I
have any of
never
those?
think that. I never think about taking
Okay,
them. Yeah, never.
yeah,
Um, oh, kissing for sure. Like, could I, and this is
right.
like, could I picture myself like laying skin to skin next to this person and
Oh,
like, you know, doing
like first date, you're doing that?
no, no. Well, sometimes, I mean, I've gone out with people before, and I'm like, God, they're so stimulating and smart, and this conversation's really cool. And I'm like, yeah, but no.
Yeah.
It just, I mean, could I picture myself like laying skin to skin with this person and being happy, chemistry? No, no. And I'll be like, really? No, no. So yeah,
Okay.
first date, I've done that for sure. You've
Right.
never done that?
Now,
I'm not
we're
saying like intimate, but like kissing, touching. Like, could I be? I
yeah.
mean, I don't know. That's a big
Well,
part of a
I
relationship
think
for me. And if I can't,
yeah, our
you
next
know,
episode. No, I get it, and I think
hmm
what I think a lot of women in your age range, I'll just say that, are very focused on are very focused on sex, and we're going to talk
really?
about we're going to
Oh, you
talk
think
about
people in my age group really?
yeah,
They're focused on that.
yeah. Like I don't know where you were when I was in my 20s when like I feel
I
like
was married.
okay, well, but I think now like I think we're going to talk about sex like I think our next episode is going to be like we're going to get into this really on a deeper level. But
This
I
hasn't been
feel,
agreed upon yet, but okay.
yeah, conflict resolution. Uh, okay, this is where I think here's my philosophy is particularly women who've been in long marriages and whatnot, and like I mean we all know where women peak and men peak as far as their sexual ages and things like that. And I think women's later than men. We all know
Maturation.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So I just find like women who have been in these long marriages and maybe did not have a fulfilling or satisfying sex life or, you know, maybe felt they missed out on a lot of things or whatever it is. I think
Or
it's
maybe
like,
they had a good sex life as in a marriage and they want to continue that on.
or that, but that's not been what I've gotten from people. Like I've gotten,
Okay. Mhm.
yeah, yeah. I mean, sure, it could be that, but that's what I usually hear is like it was boring, it was this, it was that, it was that,
Mm.
and it seems to be a very, very important focus for them. And I don't have
Yeah.
a problem, but I never go. This is just me, and I know I'm not typical guy here, but like I don't go there. I don't. I just figure like I've had a lot of that. I've had so much of that. When you were married, I was dating and lots of relationships. Like that's never been elusive to me. What's been elusive is the other things, the communication, conflict resolution,
Mm.
all those things, connection. So I guess I've had like I want what I haven't had. I guess if that makes
Mhm.
sense,
Yeah.
right? I've had little bits and I've had
Of
parts
course.
of it but not like not somebody. And I feel like if there's a number four, I feel you have those three. Number four is going to be great. It's going to take care of itself. It's going to be awesome.
Oh,
So
number four is what? Physical intimacy.
yeah, yeah. But I think one, two, and three. You know, if you have that there, four kind of takes care of itself. That's how I have always kind of looked at it personally. If you have
I don't know.
connection, you have good communication. And you have to have physical attraction somewhere in there too.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
And
got to I mean
chemistry.
that's number I mean yeah, I mean to me you got to have some physical attraction to somebody.
Yes, for sure.
And
I agree.
if you don't, I think you're not getting to the other
Well,
part.
that's my whole sitting down and having dinner and going, gosh, this is incredible. This is great conversation. I really dig this person's spirit. And then going, no, no,
So, can you identify like what you look for physical attraction? Like big arms? Are you looking for like
no.
guns of
Yeah,
steel?
just like that. Yeah.
What are you
No,
looking
I
for?
think um, I'm looking for somebody who's clean cut. Men at this age, they got hairs here and they have hairs here. And
Uh-huh.
they don't frickin' realize that they have hairs growing out of everything.
Yeah.
And so people that are not well groomed, um, people that, I mean, even just body wise, I mean, am I physically attracted to their body?
Right.
Um, it could be I'm just, in some ways it's mostly chemistry, but other times it could be something pretty vain. I don't know. It's just, but it's usually chemistry because I can find somebody attractive and I know that my girlfriends wouldn't think they're attractive, but there's chemistry. There's like that.
Right.
You just know. So it's not always one thing.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Hmm.
It's a combination package.
It could be somebody, I mean, we've talked about there's certain things. I mean, I could be with somebody and they have really bad breath. And I'd be like, I don't think I could do that. I told a guy he had bad breath. He's like, why didn't you call? I was like, I mean, I told him. He wanted to know. That's rude, but I want him to know for somebody else.
Yeah.
That was like, it was like two for two, two times with bad, like, no. So as much as,
Right.
yeah, anyways, doesn't matter.
Does a guy have to get mani pedis?
No, no, that's not,
You
no.
said well groomed. I'm like, how well groomed are we talking about here?
No, John, I'm talking about gray hairs that come out like, and they're like
I get it. I
freaking
get it.
stalactites out of your
Yeah.
nose.
Yeah. You don't like the biker kind of look, kind of like with just,
The
yeah.
nose hairs grow into the mustache, and they're just all one symbiotic
Can't you rule that out on the
issue.
pictures? Yeah. I think you'll be able to.
No, not
For
really.
me, it's the face.
That
Like
makes me sound so shallow. I'm sorry.
you're just being honest. It's naked truth.
Yeah,
For
you're
me,
right.
it's like your face. Like I have to be attracted to your face. Face hair, all that stuff. Like that's all kind of one thing. Like because you're going to be looking at your face, their face, more than anything, right? So you got to have the
Correct.
face. You got to have some kind of physical attraction. So I think that's number one. And I think since I'm active, I think somebody's got somewhat of a physically fit,
For
figure.
sure.
I mean, yeah, we're all getting older and whatever. Nobody's got a perfect body at this point, but like, just is in shape
Yeah.
and all that. Those are the two big ones I would say. Physical. I don't care about boob size. I don't care about butt size. I don't care about any of that stuff. Like some of the guys, like if you get somebody who's got like an athletic, more kind of build that usually doesn't translate into big boobs anyways.
Yeah.
Generally, I'll say generally speaking, because there's always exceptions to everything. But it's like just, yeah, it's like, and I actually had one person I went on a date with, the way I mean, they were tall, they were physically fit, they were attractive face, but they walk like a guy. And I don't know, it was just weird. I could,
That's like a Seinfeld episode, huh?
yeah, it was just like,
Big hands.
and they had some like, the way they talked had some like guy-like man. I can't even explain it. I'm really not
That's
running into that
interesting.
very often. But so that would be something that was very unusual that just kind of happened. But yeah, but I think we haven't talked a lot about physical attraction. But I think for me, you got to have they don't have to be Jennifer Aniston, but it has to be some physical attraction, and then it can
For
get
sure.
growth. It can grow from there, or it can go the other way, depending on the other three things that I mentioned. Right? I can.
But it's interesting because I mean, I could look at somebody, I'm thinking of somebody that I dated for a while. I could look at him and I'm like, oh, he's attractive. But then you kind of get closer and, he's bald or,
Right.
might not be in the best of shape. But there's chemistry. So it doesn't matter. I mean, they become attractive. And so when there's that chemistry in that, it's reciprocal. You can feel it. So I mean, all of these things I take with a grain of salt in terms of things that I'm saying because if there's chemistry there, you can
But what
some of
is
those things end
chemistry?
up not mattering.
What's
Well,
chemistry? Right, exactly. It's
I
like
don't
one of
know.
those things you can't really articulate or identify what chemistry, because I just think there's a lot of variables that are
I agree.
indescribable that create chemistry. To me, it's like if I have banter with somebody, like that's kind of cool, right? That creates
Yeah,
chemistry, right? You and I have great banter. We have
we have great band.
we have
Yes.
great chemistry that way. So that would be an example. Like, but like like somebody who's like smart and kind of fire off stuff, like I like that because that's fun. It's fun to do that.
Yes.
And I'll go into a store and I go, let's just pretend we're in a fight, and let's just like argue in front of the salesperson, like that kind of stuff.
Oh, you do role plays all the time then, huh?
Oh yeah, all the
Oh, yeah.
time. You're not
I
special.
think you're
Sorry.
you're the king of role plays.
That's right.
Oh, that
That's
I'm not
that's
special.
right.
Oh,
So, anyways, well, look, we've gone on way too long. I think I don't know what we are. There's no time thing on this recording software. I don't even know
mine, I can see it.
what does it
Hour
say.
and 19 minutes.
Where is it? I don't even see it.
Up here at the top. You probably don't have it because yours is like the master.
Oh,
I don't know.
no, my camera's hiding it. That's what it is.
You got all
It's been our
sophisticated
longest. It's
stuff.
been our longest episode to date, and only us can take one question and go an hour and 20 minutes with it. We're the
Right?
only ones who can do that. We're the only
But this is what
podcast.
it's like. This is like when we're on the phone now. Blah 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 blah.
Right, exactly. And then you're like, all right, gotta go. I gotta go. I'll call you back. It's like, yeah. So I would like to thank my father. My father made a generous donation to the Naked Truth, and he mailed me a check in the mail, and I got more than I do for my birthday. So thank you, Dad. You must really
Thank
like the
you.
podcast. Yes. So thank you so much for that. He's going to support the podcast for about 6 months. So we've got lots more episodes coming your way. We're on this every 2-week schedule. We're going to try to get them out. We're going to continue with dating stuff, talking about dating, things you encounter in dating, kind of, in and out of relationships a little bit. We got to do a whole episode on sex. That has to happen. And are you
That's
dreading that?
daunting. No, I mean I love the topic. I'm not so sure I want to like come out and be online about it. But yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. I mean, you've twisted my arm on this whole thing, so okay.
Okay. Well, yeah. I guess I will. I guess all right. Well, and look, it's a hot topic. We got to address it,
It
right?
is.
We've addressed STDs. We've got to address that. I mean,
Yeah.
so when to do it, and if there's issues with it, and all those kind
Not
of
how to
things.
do it. We're not going to talk about that.
No. If you don't know how to do it by now, then you
Then
find another podcast. How about that?
absolutely.
Yeah.
For
So.
sure.
But I think this has been great. Again, please subscribe, please like, comment, give us a 5-star rating. We'd appreciate it. It's The Naked Truth. And we can be found on Apple, and we can be found on Spotify if you just want to listen to the audio version. We just switched to another hosting place, and I just checked, and we're up on there. So subscribe, and then you get the notifications that every time you get a new episode, it just pops up on your phone, and you're like, oh, I need to listen to that. And if you want to watch us on YouTube, it's Naked Truth 9999 and at Naked Truth 99999. So do that. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate your responses and the comments. I get lots of comments from people during the weeks after I listen to episodes, and we're going to continue to put little clips out. We're on TikTok now. Also, we're on Instagram. And I don't have it written down. What is our Instagram? Dang. It's see I wasn't prepared today. That's the problem.
You can cut it in later.
I'll cut it in later. But we are on Instagram. Oh, here it is. The dot Naked Truth Podcast. The dot Naked Truth Podcast on Instagram, and we're on TikTok. I think it's just Naked Truth something on there. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I'll have that for you next. But please. Support us, support the show. We appreciate you. And we will see you next time. Keep exploring your naked truth. Later.